When you think of caves, you probably picture dark tunnels, bats, maybe some ancient carvings, but deep inside these real cave, explorers have uncovered things so disturbing they've haunted them ever since. From skeletal remains that shouldn't exist, to cryptic messages scrawled in total darkness, the things found in these underground chambers feel like scenes from a horror movie. But they're all terrifyingly real. Let's get into it. The bones showed strange markings, but when scientists realized what caused them, they were horrified. In Guff's cave at Cheddar Gorge, archaeologists found the remains of 3 people, all with signs of defleshing. But this wasn't animal activity. The cut marks on the bones matched the same patterns seen in prehistoric human consumption. And the worst part? Skull fragments showed clear signs of being turned into drinking cups. This wasn't people eating done for survival, it was ritual. Radiocarbon dating places the event around 15,000 years ago, meaning that deep in the darkness, long before written history, people were eating each other, for reasons we still don't fully understand. This wasn't just any prehistoric cave, it was like a time machine with bones from both humans and massive extinct animals. In the Lapa do Santo cave system in Brazil, archaeologists discovered a mix of early human remains and the bones of giant ground sloths that once roamed South America. These sloths stood up to 10 feet tall and weighed over 2,000 pounds. The most disturbing part is that some bones showed tool marks, suggesting early humans may have butchered or scavenged these massive animals inside the cave. This find paints a vivid and brutal picture of ancient survival. This skeleton helped prove the missing link between modern humans and their ancient ancestors. In 1997, deep in the Middle Awash region of Ethiopia, researchers excavated the Herto Bouri cave system and found 3 nearly complete skulls dating back over 160,000 years. Known as the Herto man, these individuals are among the oldest known Homo sapiens ever discovered. But what shocked researchers was that some skulls showed signs of cut marks, not from violence, but possibly from ritual defleshing, where the flesh was removed in a ceremonial context before burial. A very disturbing but important insight into early human customs. It looks like a collection of beads and shells, but it completely rewrote what we thought we knew about Neanderthals. Inside this coastal cave, archaeologists discovered 115,000-year-old shells with holes and pigment residues, suggesting that these were actually worn as jewelry or symbolic ornaments. This pushed back the timeline for symbolic behavior and proved Neanderthals were much more intelligent than we once thought. Some of the shells were painted with red and yellow ochre, making them some of the oldest known human-made adornments ever found. Deep inside a cold German cave, scientists found a musical instrument made from a bird's wing. In the Hohle Fels cave of southwestern Germany, archaeologists uncovered something completely unexpected. A delicate flute carved from the hollow wing bone of a griffon vulture. Estimated to be over 40,000 years old, this is considered the oldest known musical instrument ever found. Even more fascinating is that the flute still works. Replicas have been made and played, revealing that early humans were capable of producing actual musical scales. This wasn't just noise, it was music made intentionally. Nearby, archaeologists also found carved ivory female figurines and tools, turning this cave into a haunting record of Paleolithic art and culture. It's as if the cave preserved the very moment humanity first found its voice. They found a finger bone in a cave and discovered an entire unknown species of ancient human. In 2010, a tiny finger bone discovered in the remote Denisova cave in the Altai Mountains of Siberia turned out to be one of the biggest evolutionary shocks in recent memory. When researchers analyzed its DNA, they realized it belonged to a previously unknown species of archaic humans. Not only that, but the cave also contained tools, ornaments, and the remains of both Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens, suggesting they all lived and maybe even bred under the same roof. Later, scientists even discovered a hybrid individual in the cave, a girl whose mother was Neanderthal and father Denisovan. The cave wasn't just a home. It was literally evolutionary crossroads. Some caves are so tight and dangerous, not even rescue teams can retrieve those who get trapped. Nutty Putty Cave in Utah sounds like a cute place, but it has always been notorious for its narrow, twisting tunnels. But in 2019, it became the site of a modern-day tragedy that shocked the caving world. John Edward Jones, an experienced spelunker, became wedged headfirst in a passage only 10 inches wide. I literally feel claustrophobic just talking about it. Over 100 rescuers tried for more than a day to save him, but the rock's tight grip and dangerous angles made extraction impossible. He unfortunately died inside the passage, and the cave was permanently sealed, with his body still inside. Today, it stands as a tragic monument to how even modern caves can become terrifying, inescapable tombs. They found over 7,000 bones belonging to at least 28 individuals, all dropped into a death shaft. Hidden in the mountains of Spain lies the Pit of Bones, a vertical cave shaft that holds one of the most significant prehistoric discoveries ever made. Over 7,000 fossilized bones were found here, dating back roughly 430,000 years, all from early human ancestors. But it wasn't just the number of bones, it was how they were deposited. These bodies seemed to have been intentionally dropped into the shaft, possibly representing one of the earliest known burial practices. One skull in particular showed 2 violent impacts to the head, possibly the earliest known crime ever recorded. Imagine a lion-like predator that could climb trees and dismember prey, and then finding its skeleton underground. There is a cave in South Australia that preserves an incredible collection of extinct megafauna, including the marsupial lion. These animals, which lived up to 40,000 years ago, were about the size of a jaguar, had razor-sharp teeth, and were likely ambush predators capable of climbing trees. An absolutely terrifying combo. Dozens of their skeletons have been found alongside giant kangaroos, enormous wombats, and even diprotodons, prehistoric herbivores the size of a car. These caves acted as natural pitfall traps, catching any creature that stumbled too close. And when scientists started piecing together the scene, it wasn't hard to imagine the fear these now extinct predators once inspired. Some caves haven't revealed disturbing secrets yet, because no one's ever been inside. Beneath the thick glacial ice sheets of Greenland, NASA researchers using ground-penetrating radar have mapped out enormous subglacial cave systems, many of them hundreds of feet deep and stretching for miles. These are not fictional, they are real caves shaped by geothermal heat and hidden under nearly a mile of ice. Some lead to vast underground rivers or empty chambers, and no human has ever entered them. What lies inside is still unknown. They could hold ancient microbial life, preserved air from a prehistoric atmosphere, or even entire ecosystems cut off from the surface for millions of years. For now, they're too dangerous to enter, but just knowing they exist makes your imagination run wild. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.